I thought about, because I had used it in my past ministry, the love languages that's so popular many years ago. And but I found this article here by a young lady, and I don't have her name here, but I want to tell you about her story, and I think it has a lot of great points about understanding the frequency of self love. She said this: when my ex boyfriend and I broke up 4 years ago, I was devastated. I remained attached to him in unhealthy ways that affected me in a negative way. I closed off from my mutual friends. I was broken, alone, in mourning and self abandonment. I remember crying so hard one night that I actually vomited. This went on for months. Summer turned into autumn and then into darkness of winter. I spent that long winter in my basement apartment, isolated and lonely, with spotty internet service and her two cats, he said. It was not a pretty sight. Winter dragged on. Then one day at work, this thought struck me: I don't want to be a victim of my own life anymore. What a novelty thought she had. I'm not sure where that came from, she said, but I just knew that things were bleak and I was no longer willing to go on that way of living. I didn't know what that actually meant, even looked like that. But maybe sounds kind of corny, but I didn't care. I just was miserable in my particular situation. I don't want to be a victim of my own life anymore, she said. That spring, I moved out of the basement to the floor apartment above and was full of light. In fact, she says that she had lived in that apartment at sometime in the past. It had a lot of light. In fact, she said she felt empowered to be in that new place of light and openness. And she joined a meditation group which spiritually nourished her body and her mind. And she had a sense of community that she got into that nourished her in her quest to be healthy emotionally. She said she dedicated herself to healing and processing the concept of self-love. And she began to feel much better. And the pain and grief that had been her baseline was now lifted through these meditations. So she began to consciously attune to that feeling in her meditation state. In fact, she likened it to a dial-up of an old-timey radio frequency, that she just dialed it up to a frequency of self-love and understanding of the universe that she's a part of. Now, as the winter began to warm up and the world started to awaken, she did too. In fact, she went for a long walk, and along the way, she saw a rose, and she actually leaned over and she smelt the rose, something that she had not done in a long, long time. She said she had a sense of deep gratitude and joy from just her interaction with that beautiful rose that day. And later that afternoon, she said she had an appointment with her spiritual guide, so to speak, a woman that had been intermittently in the aftermath of breakup, had given her some counsel. But when she walked into the office, this is what surprised this young lady. She said, the therapist said this: wow, I'm feeling a new love energy from you, she said. Is there a new partner in your life? And you know what? There was no new partner. There was no one else. It was just me, she said. I felt in love. I had never experienced this before. It felt good. It felt like I became a new person inside. I was inspired, and it felt good. It felt like love. Now, she says this frequency of love, this brain chemistry, was beginning to change the way she felt emotionally. And this practice that she was starting to develop of generating an attitude of gratitude, a place in her life of joy, it began to transform her inner self, which started to give her an outlook to the outer self where was negative before, but now there was calm. It literally felt like, she said, love. She says she actually spent the following 2 years from time to time just being with friends and people that she loved, but she had no desire to really be in love or within a relationship with someone. It was a time of her own nurturing of herself, to have a love for herself first. And then when she did meet her current partner, she was whole and healthy, and she would now be able to give love rather than trying to just receive love. Wow, what a novelty thought that is. She also said this, that the love that I learned how to generate radical self-love came with a feeling of empowerment. Yes, empowerment. Yes, she still has rough days from time to time, she said, but this low frequency state was taking care of itself by my attending to my own self-love in healthy ways. The beauty of this is that we get to control our inner world, and that gives us an outlook on the outer world. And that sometimes we can't control, but we can control the way we think within that can affect the way that we perceive the outer world. And I think that's the key to this whole lesson, is that love from the inner world will start to affect the outer world. And that's what's important. So, what do I want to end with this is simply this. We have lessons here that are important that can generate this feeling of this inner piece of love through quantum revelation training. And that can be found at www.quantumlifenow.org, or in our membership program of that program. You also can request that membership program from me at drcecil@ciocc.net. And you can receive an invitation from me. I can have that invitation sent to you from the registrar, that you can actually sign up and become a part of the membership group that I have. And all you have to do for that membership program is simply go to www.quantumlifenow.org for the membership program, or the Quantum Revelation Training Certification Program. Or you can email me at drcecil@ciocc.net and request the membership program. But these programs are available to help you to develop self-love. I'll tell you what, when you can develop love, self-love that's healthy, then that ignites within us the very agape love. And agape love is the love of the Father for us. And within us, remember, I've taught for months that we are a spirit being slowed down to visibility, that we can recognize each other's look. But you really are a spirit being. And when you understand that, you're coming from a spiritual point of view, then God is love. It's been said over and over by all religions, God is love. So when you are sharing true agape love, the love for another person, You are able to do that if you have a healthy love for yourself. If you don't love yourself, it's going to be very, very difficult to radiate and give love to someone else. You can't just go around hating yourself and give love to someone else. It's just impossible. I've been doing coaching, mentoring, and counseling for many, many years. And from my experience, I found that when you have a healthy love for self, you can have a healthy love for someone else. So I love doing this really short lesson, and I hope you enjoy it. It will change your life because it's changed the life of many other people as I've done counseling, coaching, and mentoring for many, many years. And so I say, be blessed today because you already are. And this is Dr. Cockerham signing out and say,